Tron art competition is back, but this time we have 10 artists. I've been working on setting up this art competition for just a little bit now. But I'm so happy to finally show people the amazing art that's come from this. Let's get started.
I'm the Derezzed Cycle, and I'm gonna be one of the judges for this fan art contest. Starting in last place, bxckyassemble. What I like about it is that you got the main wall with the Tron text. This is obviously the path leading to the grid, leading to Flynn's arcade. It just shows all the memories of the Tron media that we've gotten so far, though there is one thing that I feel like should have been done better, and that should be the background. The entire wall should have been there, not just the outline of the arcade area, because it kind of takes you out of the immersion a little bit. But beyond that, it's not bad at all. It's great. I give a 4 out of 10 to this. 7th place, we've got SolarSailerz. This is a nice photo of Radia. I think she's great in this design. One thing I believe should be improved even more though would be to darken the background or get a different background, as I feel like she doesn't pop as well as she could. The character design is great. The background should just be improved. 5 out of 10. Number 6 is LuxrisArt. This is a nice selfie between Sora and Tron in Kingdom Hearts. I like how close up and bright this is. One thing I would improve upon is Tron's neck. It doesn't look necessarily separate from his chin, just a line keeping them disconnected. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say positive or negative. It just looks great to me and everything is on point. They get a 6 out of 10. Coming in at number 5 is Craig Petersen NZ. We see Anon in Abraxas. He's asking Anon to end him. I like how you can feel the emotion, not just from the text, but from Abraxas' face and also Anon's body language. This gets a 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 4 is bcxleitner. I like the dynamic between Kevin and Alan here. The art style is pretty solid. I like Flynn's red jacket making a return, and the details on the arcade machine itself is great. One thing I would probably improve on here is to take off the vignette, as I think it would look even better than it currently does. And this gets a 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 3 is Tevin Jones artwork. The aesthetic of identity, specifically in the opening of the game, is felt here because we obviously got this rain. Corey is just about to walk up to the repository, I assume, and I think he looks good. Only thing is, maybe zoom him in a little bit so you can see his face better. Beyond that though, I like it. They get an 8 out of 10. Coming in at number 2 is twiinsunsart. The neon lights just pop. They are amazing. I also like that the Identity game has its own arcade machine now, and Flynn is actively playing the original Tron arcade machine. One thing I think should be improved, this is very minor because honestly this thing is almost perfect, is the arcade machine next to Flynn's looks a little too slanted. This could be slightly adjusted, but beyond that I like what I see. This gets a 9 out of 10. Coming in at number 1, which is my absolute favorite, is Campbell Art. Honestly, Proxy looks amazing. I like seeing the green version of the wing shoe, and the texture on the wings is easy to miss, but if you zoom into it, it looks awesome. I also like her facial expression. I feel like this is Proxy in an animated series. Obviously the art style isn't exactly Tron Uprising, but it feels right and looks like it could be its own animated series, so that's why I believe it deserves the top spot. They get a 9 out of 10 as well. Thank you for inviting me, Daily Dose of Tron. Great work to all the artists, and I'm gonna pass it on to the next person.
Next judge is Discs of Tron.
twiinsunsart. The arcade looks so cool. The lighting is just absolutely incredible. All the tiny details are awesome. I won't point all of them out, but I love every single one. The only thing that was probably an intentional choice is that Flynn is a little blurry. I would personally like it a bit more crisp, but it's still absolutely amazing. 9 out of 10. LuxrisArt. I like how Tron is a mix of Legacy and Uprising. He looks great. Sora also looks incredible, especially the hair. The selfie pose is just awesome, and it makes Sora seem like a fanboy to Tron, which I adore. A background of them on a rooftop in a city could be cool, and maybe a bit more glow on the light lines, but that's a personal preference kind of thing if I'm being honest. I just like my light lines to glow like crazy and fill the whole room. 8 out of 10. Craig Petersen and Z. Anon looks incredible. All the detailing on his suit is just perfect. Seeing Gibson slowly morphing into Abraxas looks great, and his facial expression is on point. The only thing I would have changed is having a bit of green left on Gibson that's still being absorbed. I know that endgame he just immediately goes entirely yellow, but a more slow burn corruption is a take I'd like to see. 8 out of 10. Campbell Art. I love the depth of field in this piece, even down to the little things like being able to see Proxy's foot through the wing chute looks really good. The lighting in the scene is also superb. The glow of the wing chute all across Proxy's body is awesome, as well as the gradient across her light lines. A little bit more detail on the repository in the background would be my only critique. The landing pad looks great, just a bit more would go a long way. 7 out of 10. TJ Jones artwork. The background and the rain are just absolutely incredible. The environment is just perfectly in line with Identity. Query looks great. I love his trench coat, and his lower half looks really good considering we don't see much of it at all in game. His facial expression looks a bit off to me, but the rain splashing off of him as it hits more than makes up for it. 7 out of 10. SolarSailerz. The Abraxas shard looks awesome. I love the yellow light coming off of it. Roddy's light lines going from her top to her skin looks great and entirely seamless. My only complaint is that I can't quite seem to tell what kind of expression is on her face. That may just be a me problem though. 6 out of 10. bcxleitner. The Return of the Red Jacket, let's go. Between Identity and these art pieces, 82 is getting a lot of love. The side of the machine looks amazing. It's not an easy thing to nail, but it looks really good here. I personally would probably make the whole scene a bit brighter. There's a bit of a detail loss when it's this dark, but that's not to dog on this at all. It's absolutely amazing. 6 out of 10. bxckyassemble. Simplicity just works really well with Tron. The bricks in the background being sunk in looks really cool, almost like they shift to create the door like Diagon Alley or something. Seeing all the moments with the characters is awesome. It really evokes a sense of nostalgia with the caption. I'd probably make a bit more of the arcade machine itself transparent, like maybe the screen or the background on top of it. 5 out of 10.
Next judge is RCT3 is epic.
On this piece, I like how much it looks like the game itself, and I very much like the lighting and how realistic it is to the world of the game. However, I think the face could be a little brighter. It's kind of hard to see the actual details of the face. They're a little too dark. For 7th place, I like the torn bits on the program's clothing. I think that's a really nice touch. Same with the light reflections on Anon, as well as just him being here at all. We do love our good old Anon here. But I wish the background gave a little more location as to where this was happening. I really like the use of Flynn's arcade there, and I love the detail that all the arcade games are actually just existing Tron games, like especially that Identity is the actual disc defrag game. Though I think the line work on the Tron sign in the background is just a little wonky, but other than that, I really like the way this is done and the concept behind it. This one has really solid line work, both in the outlines and the circuitry patterns, as well as I do like all the detail on the broken disc with the wires coming out of the shattered edges and stuff. I think the character's shoulders and forearms, though, kind of blend into the background, so it kind of makes it hard to see where the character ends and the horizon begins. For the 4th entry, I love this scene as a whole. Reminds me of one of my favorite scenes in Tron Legacy with the End of Line Club. I think the art style is great, the lighting is fantastic, but I think her face could use a little more detail work. Nothing super crazy, just maybe like a few more defining lines to make her match the same as everything else in the background. This is probably the best use of shadows in all the entries, and the concept as well is really fun. It's a good premise to see them building the arcade machines. I do wish the NCOM logo on Alan's back was a little more accurate to the real one that we see in either film, because it kind of just is the letters of NCOM. It's not like the logo, the proper NCOM logo. Other than that, this is fantastic. I'm really liking the way for the second entry, I really like the way that all 3 major parts of the franchise, being the 82 film, Uprising, and Legacy, are all put together and they're linked together. And I do love all the brick wall detail, all the shadows on the underside of certain bricks and stuff like that really give the impression of how it's lit up. Though, once again, the original Tron logo, it's a little bit off. I think some of the letters are just a little too thin on everything but the T. I love the detail level on all the faces, especially that hair. That is a really hard thing to do, so I definitely commend you for getting it so well done. As well as the light suits are perfectly how they appear in the game, and the line work once again is fantastic. I do wish there was more of an actual background Like, say they were in like the arena or somewhere like in the actual Tron city or even Argonne, just somewhere to show where they are, as if it was like maybe Sora ran into him like and just had to take a selfie with him. If you want to find me, I am on YouTube at RCT3IsEpic. Once again, that is RCT3IsEpic. And if you want to listen to my music, it's all on Bandcamp under the name Close to the Sun.
Time for the winners. I think everyone can agree that all the art was done so well, but only 3 came out on top. In third place, we have Tevin Jones artwork. They made the artwork of Query walking into the repository. In second place, we have Craig, Petersen, and Z. They made the artwork of Corrupted Gibson and Anon. And in first place, we have twiinsunsart. Congratulations! I really hope you guys enjoyed that art competition. I'm hoping to do something else like this in the future. And if you want to see something like this again, tell me in the comments. See you guys later. End of line.